What's up everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. So today we are going to be doing Okuyasu and Josuke. So this is a Patreon request from Simon Thompson, and this is pretty much full body, right? He requested a specific image and he wants me to do the full body, right? So don't do full bodies that much on this one because it's hard to do sort of small features with a Sharpie and stuff like that, but we'll zoom in and we'll try our best, right? So anyway, let's just go. So we'll start with the nose. They're both looking profile, and we're going to start with this sort of upside down, sort of 7 for Josuke's nose, right? Like so. So he's looking that way. And we'll add a nostril just there. And then we'll do his forehead coming up there. So that's his brow and his forehead and his nose. Okay. So if you know where the brow is, you pretty much know where the eyes and the eyebrow, etc. are, right? So the eye would have to be just right across from the brow here, right? So, and he's got kind of dopey, sort of sleepy looking eyes. So we'll go straight across here. And then we'll go curve it down like so. And then his iris and his pupil inside, looking that way, and his pupil would just be like here. And because it's JoJo, we'll add some like eyelashes just on the bottom, and you can thicken up the top a little bit. Okay. So top eyelid then, just on top of his eye, just there. And we can't really see his eyebrow, it's underneath that big hair of his, right? So his hair is going to curve right down across the top of his brow, like so. So like, you know, real big sort of curved line for his head. And we might be able to see some eyelashes sticking out the other side. Then his eye, what we can see of his eyebrow comes down from underneath his hair, just there, and maybe a little bit at the front, like a spike sticking down there. And that's like dark black. We'll come back to the hair, but we'll just get the rest of the face done first, right? So they're both like looking over, and they're making like, it's like they're whistling or something. So their lips are kind of pursed out like really far, so it sticks out like so, and then we bring it down like that, and then his bottom lip kind of curves around there, and then his chin comes down like so, and then into there, and then back across. The jaw will kind of hook up the side towards his ear, okay? Now, so there is, because it's the manga drawing, there is some like bits of hatching sort of coming down his nose, a little bits of hatching on his top lip, and maybe like a darker circle sort of here on his mouth, and something underneath his chin, just like a line there. Maybe like the line there for his bottom eye. So proportion wise, I would say eyes to bottom of the nose, eye level to bottom of the nose, about the same as bottom of the nose to the chin, standard human proportion, and then bottom of the nose to his bottom lip, about the same as bottom lip to the chin, right? Pretty much. You might need it, if you want to check with a ruler, you can. So Then his ear is in here, curves around, down like so. And then sideburn comes up into here, like that. And then he does have sort of cheekbone sort of line coming down that way. And then inside here, ear lines. So easiest way, just like a letter J kind of thing. Like this, but if you want, you can add more detail. Like so. And he has an earring somewhere. Say here. So in the rest of his hair, curves up around. He's real sort of Elvis kind of hair. Curves around the back of his head. Like so. And then down the back. And a bit of a tail, sort of rat's tail sort of sticks out. But that's what we call it in Ireland. The tail that sticks out here. So he does have those sort of bumps and things come out around the back of his head. And there's all like shading and stuff. His head is so small, I can do it real quick, so. So just like all shading here, black sort of lines. Like so. Some more coming down the side. That, some behind his ear here, some going this way. And like inside these lines, you've got like that purple sort of standard hair color for him. More going this way. Some more then coming down the back of his head. Around the back of his ear. This part of his hair is mostly black. Do 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 do. This comes up like so. And then, so we just kind of add more crisscross sort of lines just up here. So you have like some going this direction over his head. Right, going up this way from each corner of our bumps, sort of. Like this. And then some that go across, so this way. And they sort of start to bleed in to one another, sort of here. So we get a bit. Like your lines start to get a bit chunky. This kind of thing, and it's sort of curving edges. So it's like a grid, or like, you know, I don't know, like waffles or something. I know he wouldn't like us slagging his hair, but there it is anyway. And there's some lines down the front here as well. Right, so that's basically his head, right? So we'll go down, we'll just keep going down, right? And we'll do as much as we can. So his neck and his collar, right? So we've a bit of neck sticking down there. And then his collar will come across over to his jaw, down like so. And then we've got that love heart sort of shape that's in the middle, right? So the other side of his collar is there. And then this comes out, down, like so. Okay, and we're thinking like you're about another head down here, see? So his head height, you know, that's how much down you are, again, to the middle of his chest, right? So just if you're wondering about keeping things in proportion. So then, let's see, so we got like another sort of line coming out around here. There's like this white sort of section, and we have those symbols then on either side. So we've got the love heart and the peace symbol, peace and love. So love heart there, got some lines, sort of edge lines on them, and then the peace symbol is just a circle, like so. And then it has kind of an upside down tree or something on the inside, like so. And then this comes around. Like this, and this could have some like edge lines, some light edge lines on it. This, and this comes up, this collar comes up to there, down like so, down to there. Now remember, if I go too fast, hit that pause button, okay? We've got like some more sort of neck lines in here, neck muscles going down this way. It's like a shadow under his chin. There's some hatching then, just under there. And then the top of his collar here, lines like so. And the back of his collar here, some bumping sort of lines coming out for his shoulder. His shoulder goes down behind that sort of peace symbol, and then it will come out here as well, right? And you're about head width, like, well, like not his hair, like his head, nose to the back of his head. You're approximately out that far for his shoulder, you know, maybe a little bit less. So here to here, just about. So, you know, just, you don't want to go too much more than a head width out, because it'll make his shoulders look too big. And then he has some zippers sort of here. So just like two rectangle sort of things there. And then two zippers kind of hanging down, going down that way. And then some of his chest we can see just there. Okay. Right, so then his suit jacket and his arms come down, right? So the inside of his jacket here, and his body sort of comes down around his chest, sort of down this way. It's real loose and baggy sort of in the manga. It's not sort of defined that much, like muscular wise. It goes down this way. And we have the white open part of the jacket just here. Goes up around like so. And then you can have, you know, fold lines. Like there's a button here, some fold lines on it. It's like his. So there's some hatching, some shadows and folds and things. Interesting sort of style he uses to do these. They're kind of wavy sort of lines, but I'll just add some sort of standard as if it was an anime. Okay, I'm debating now whether to do Okuyasu and then while we're zoomed in, right? Because we have like half of his body now. So let's see. So like we've 1 head, 2 head, 3 head, and that's his waist, right? So that's about halfway. Yeah. So we'll move over and do Okuyasu now, right? Just get him sort of in. Sorry, I'm adding buttons here. Right. So I'm just thinking here. Now, you know what? We'll finish Josuke. Yeah. It's probably better to do a full character, finish it, just so we get all the proportions right and stuff. So we'll just add some more buttons and finish his sort of jacket coming down this way. I don't know why the buttons are on that side and not. Alright, we'll just do a line down here. Right, so it goes pretty long. His jacket's quite long. And I'll put the buttons, yeah, the buttons are wrong. So the buttons should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll just erase those ones and put them on the opposite side. So like some fold lines and things. So like lots of these sort of lines coming down his clothing. Some coming in from his hip, kind of here. So that's his arm, and then it comes down. His hand is kind of in his pocket here. Comes out and down, and his jacket is real long, so it comes down. So we're about, so 1, 2 heads down to his chest, okay? 3 heads down to his waist, and then another head would bring you down nearly to the bottom of his jacket, right? So this sort of, you know, if you're wondering just how high you have to go down, right? So that's how long his jacket is. And there's like hatching and stuff like this all over. Lots of shadows and things, but I won't add all those because it'll just make the video way too long. And this comes up like so. Right, and before I add his arms, we might as well finish his legs. So again, remember 1, 2, 3, 4, approximately, right? Down to there. And then his trousers, real baggy. Coming down from here. Then the other side comes down like so. And we can only see one, like his leg, they're walking, so this leg like sticks out big out in front. He's got like a seam coming down the middle. And this comes out. Down like so. And then down there. And another leg out like this. These are all folds on his trousers, right? They're quite baggy. This comes out and down this way. Like so. Around his knee. Some lines kind of going down that way. Another sort of seam going down here. So there's seams in his trousers, right? Stitching and things. So that's what I'm drawing. Those lines are. There's all shadows and things, right? So that's like a leg, big leg coming out in front. And then another leg going sort of backwards. stepping backwards. And there's like most of this is in shadow, but we'll add what we can. So sticks out there and then comes out like so, down around here, back up and in, and back up to here. And you can see like the top of his shoe or something just here, not much. Right, so another line here, more 4 lines, lots of them coming down around his trousers here at the bottom. Like so, right. So that's what I could fit in, right, so of Josuke. That's all I can see really in the picture. So, and I didn't want to go making up the rest of that leg in case I messed it up or whatever. But that's all I could fit in anyway. All right. So his arms then, so we'll have one arm in his pocket and the other arm holding a briefcase down here. So like arm comes down and it goes into his pocket around like here, okay? Comes out there. We can see sort of the bottom of his wrist, just there, right? So that means elbow sort of, and like folds for clothing here, and the elbow kind of I would say this way, and then goes in around here. Again, kind of a baggy sort of situation going on as well. Again, more fold lines and things, lots of them. Coming across here. Something like this. Right, so then his other arm will stick out here, kind of curve down this way, curve down the other side. Bump out here at his elbow, similar sort of situation, curves around his body, down to there, and then the forearm, kind of elongated sort of figure, you know, sort of longer than you think, stretched out. And he's like a front on his hand. Okay, there, like that. Right, so we gotta add some fold lines on his shoulder and his arm, sort of like what's happening over the other side. Like so. So, and like in general, so you have an arm, usually the wrist stops at about the waist level, right? And then the hand will start, and he's holding onto a briefcase. Okay, so let's see. So we'll go wrist comes out there. And it kind of comes out, goes down like steps, and it goes down this way. And then his thumb comes around here. Curves around there. And we've got some like handles sticking out here somewhere. Right, like that. And then this here curves around like so. And we have another other side of his hand just out the other side here. Comes down into there. And then we can see a couple more fingers just there. Might be some hatching lines and stuff just for his hand. And so that's like a knuckle. And some straps out here. And then this sort of case, this sort of portfolio like sort of case coming out. Oh, and we can see like another finger just in there. And then it goes out to the back. And then we go down the front. We've got like a couple of pages here. And then it goes back this way. And top of it goes down there, and then inside straight lines down, and then some lines going back like so, dots. Okay, so basically like so. Right, Okuyasu, we'll go over and do him. We'll try and get Okuyasu done. See, we've got the basic ideas. I won't have to talk as much. So we'll go nose. Same thing again. Out to there. Nostril. There. His brow sticks out up to the top of his head. So we know where his brow is. We'll know where his eyes are. So just across from this brow area, we have the top eyelid, and his eyes kind of look sort of down a little bit. Like so, and we might have eyelashes and things just on top. And then the bottom eyelid curves out around here. Again, eyelashes sticking down, and his pupil is just small like that. So he does he have eyebrows in this? It's weird. I don't know. Does Okuyasu have eyebrows? I can't see. Sorry, no. Oh no, he doesn't. Well, he kind of does. Okay, I don't know. So, let's just go for it. So we'll add just this sort of line here, right? And it seems to have some hatching on it. Might be an eyebrow, might not. And then it sort of comes up around his temple, just there. Right, so then we'll go down to his mouth. So again, he's like whistling or something. So lip out like so. Down to there. Kind of comes in around. Like so. His is like more open than Josuke's. And then mouth like so. Bottom lip. Sort of curves around there. And then his chin. So it comes down. Around and up the back towards the ear. And we could see some eyelashes sort of sticking out from behind his brow like there. Okay. There might be like some hatching or something underneath his jaw. There. Maybe something on his nose. And he's got like scar lines coming down his face. So coming down like that. And then coming up here. And it looks like he's got, is it an eyebrow? I really don't know if that's an eyebrow or not. But there's a line here. We'll add it anyway. And again, same sort of proportion, top eyelid to nose, about the same as nose to chin, right, approximately. So you want like this to be about halfway between here and here, just about. Right, so then his ear curves around, so, and inside letter J sort of lines, but you can add more if you want. And he has kind of cheek lines a little bit different to Josuke. Kind of curves around here. Like so. And then his sideburn comes out this way and then up to there. And then his hair is a lot smaller, so it curves around here. It goes back and it's kind of shaved on the sides. So it just comes down the back of his head. And kind of sticks up the top. Like that, and then bring it down. Out to there. And we'll just add some shadow in his hair, so along the bottom here. Like there's like this wavy sort of line in his hair as well. But it's kind of just squiggled in. It's not even defined that much. Like so, and then he's got the back of his neck comes down here, and the rest of his hair comes back here, and then we have some lines on his hair. That way, that way. Right, so then his collar, his is tied, wraps around his neck, comes around the back, down. So front, it's down to a button. And then we have a yen symbol and a dollar symbol. So Okuyasu really likes the money. So it's like a Y on top. And it comes out, down, back this way, out, down, back. Something like this, more or less. Ooh. Like so, and then the dollar bill. So it's like an S with 2 lines on it. So we'll do the S part, I guess, and then you can just add. Sort of like this 2 sort of lines that come down either side. And then, so he has a big dollar sign on the front. So we'll put a bit more detail into this one. So we'll go across here. And then the back of the S comes down. Front of the S comes across the front. Back to here. Down. Back, down, out, back like so, down, like so. And then, so we got like the S line here, square there, square here, and the front here. And these could have edge lines on them, just light sort of edges to them, like so. Right, so let's see. So his shoulder then is going to just like sort of bump off here and come down and go behind Josuke's. Right, so like it goes in behind Josuke there. You just have some forward lines just there. And neck muscle line just there. And some like shadow underneath his neck, like so. And then we'll go off the other way. So bumping line just there. This comes down. Up for his shoulder pad. And then this comes down and in like that. And he has medallions or something, buttons on his shoulder. There. There. And like lots of forward lines coming out of this crest as well. And then the middle of his body like comes down here. Right, so like you're about a head, right? So one head, 2 heads down to the bottom of that dollar sign, just for if you're wondering. And then another head will bring you down to his waist, right? So he's got like a tied part down here. Right, so 1, 2, 3 down to there. Okay, just for proportion. And then this comes back under like so. And we've got some buttons coming down there. And with some like forward lines coming down around like so, and then something here like this. Right, so he's got his briefcase is being held up, right, just here underneath his armpit, right? So his armpit would be, so if this is his shoulder, his armpit would be here, okay? And then this book comes up diagonal with this briefcase. And it's like upside down, right? So it's turned the other way to Josuke's, and then this one comes down around like so, and then it goes that way. Okay, and some extra lines coming in here. This is probably a really long tutorial now, just so you know. I'm sure you've guessed already. My voice is actually getting real dry from talking. Anyway, soldier on. So I hope this is helping you out, Simon. So his arm comes across the book, because it's a pretty complicated drawing. It's not easy, especially full figures. Full figures are always, that's why I don't really do them that much. It's a lot of work. So then another one comes there, and then his elbow like kind of sticks out here, comes into here. You can have like, you know, lots of shadow and things sort of coming across his arm. Right, so then his thumb is just resting sort of on the book here. So it comes out, up around like this. So it's not drawn in with great detail or anything, but we'll just add it in, and there's a bit of a thumbnail sort of there, like that. And then the bottom of the hand comes out there, comes around for a knuckle, and then the finger goes behind the book. And then more sort of hatching lines there. And then a line underneath for thumb, maybe another finger. Like so. Right, so that's it. So his waist is like in here. So right, so that's why we're 3 heads as well. So like 1, 2, 3 heads, and it's the same as Josuke really. 1, 2, 3 down to his waist. Their waists are about the same height, and he's got a belt, 2 belts actually. So like there's a buckle here and a buckle here. Right, just rough sort of rectangular shapes. The belt buckle part just here. Right, and then we have 1 belt that goes up to there, and it goes, has some extra sort of layers and goes down underneath the hand, and it's got like lines on it, like so. And then the other belt goes underneath here, right, and it goes, then it wraps around his waist, up around to here. Right. So then the rest of his waist will go sort of up that way. There's like 4 lines and stuff in there. So lots of shadow and 4 lines and things. Like so. Okay, now just his trousers. So we're getting there. So we'll go, I'll just move down. We'll go out. Like so real baggy again. Like so, and down, and like the middle line is like here. And lots of sort of 4 lines coming down like a seam again. Right, in his hand, just kind of in line with Josuke's. So his arm kind of comes down from behind Josuke's arm here. so. We got like a wristband or something here. All right, and then the rest of his hand sort of just hangs down. Out like so. We got like a couple of fingers here. On the other side, it'll go down. So you just sort of roughly do it in, and then his thumb comes down here. Okay, right, so then the rest of his trousers sticks down this way. Taking a big step forward, so this leg is massive. It's like overextended, real big. I think my Sharpie is wasting. All right, so we got like lots of fold lines. Like so, and then more lines coming down there. And then his other leg comes down. We can actually see some of his shoe, I think. Yeah, so we'll go down around like so, and this goes back up here. And there. All right, and then again we have lots of sort of baggy trouser lines sort of coming across. Baggy trousers. Right, and then just what we can see of his shoe, so it's like small little heel here, and then it just kind of comes down, say, comes down around the front, down like so. Back down here, and the edge of a shoe, 2 lines, and then what looks like laces or something coming across. Right, but I think I'll leave it there because that is a very long tutorial. Hope it was helpful, Simon. That's Okuyasu and Josuke. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.